Have you ever thought about becoming a Vermont real estate agent? In this video, I'm going to tell you what it takes to become an agent in Vermont step by step, what it takes to make over 6 figures in this business, and what my experience has been since doing this almost 4 years full time, and currently being the #1 solo eXp Realty agent in Vermont by number of properties sold this year. At the end, I'll recap all the costs of becoming an agent, as well as doing the math on how much you could earn so that you can make an informed decision. Hey, I'm Jacob Barnes with eXp Realty, and if you are interested in partnering with me as an agent with eXp Realty, I'd love to talk to you about some great opportunities and how I can help you build your business with weekly trainings and support. Now let's jump into what it takes to become a realtor in Vermont. The first Vermont requirement is that you must be at least 18 years old with a high school diploma or a GED to get into real estate. I actually became a Vermont agent when I was only 18, so I got an early start. There are pluses and minuses to being young in real estate because sometimes we have to work harder to earn people's trust who might not believe that someone so young should be handling their property sale worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Most 18-year-olds aren't very responsible, so it is a relatively fair judgment, but it can be overcome by showing you're a go-getter and having a mentor to help you if you need. After doing quite a few transactions, I'm way more confident and knowledgeable than I was when I started. The second requirement is that you need to take a 40-hour pre-licensing course, which is not that much if you think about it. People go to college and take on tons of student loan debt that they'll be paying off the next 20 years for most jobs, but real estate is different. You can pay a lot less money and become an agent in just a couple weeks if you want. The cheapest course you will probably find will be around $150 to $200 with just the very basics. Check out the video description for links to the best course options in Vermont. On a budget, you could get the pre-licensing course and have it done in as little as a few weeks at your own pace for only a few $100. Once you complete the course, the third requirement is you need to pass both the Vermont state licensing exam and the national exam. After I failed the test the first time, I ended up buying a course with more test preparation and practice tests, as I found the very basic course I got was not the most helpful for the actual test itself. I had tried to go the cheaper route, but ended up paying for it in more test fees anyways. Some people pass on their first try and others take it multiple times. The state test has 136 questions on it, and you have to get at least a score of 70% to pass it. The national test also requires a 70% or higher to pass and has 100 questions. You can buy sample testing on the PSI testing website for $15 to $25. In order to take the test, you have to set up a date for a test at a PSI testing location. I did mine in Burlington. Most of the course information and the testing stuff is about the legal stuff around real estate, and almost none of it will actually help you succeed in becoming a real estate agent. It's mostly about keeping you out of legal trouble, but the real training comes once you get your license. After passing both tests, you will be able to join a real estate brokerage, which is the fourth requirement to becoming an agent. Now, what is a brokerage? Brokerages make sure all the paperwork and deals we do comply with state and national rules and make sure everything is done right. They also offer training, different amenities, and online programs. There are many different real estate brokerages, and while you're studying to become an agent, you should be researching different brokerages in Vermont. There are massive international companies like Sotheby's, Keller Williams, Remax, eXp Realty, Century 21, Coldwell Banker, and a lot of others. There are also smaller local brokerages, and you'll have to do your research and consider what it is you are looking for. As a new agent, training, having help from above, and an opportunity to get or generate clients is really the most important. Eventually, what becomes more important is where the most financial growth opportunities are and where you will be happy long term. If you want to work at an office in person, look for a company that has an office. If you want lower fees and to be able to work from home, look for a brokerage where everyone works from home. Finally, after passing the exams and choosing a brokerage to join, you'll have to apply for a license on the Secretary of State's website. And the last requirement is that you have to complete 8 hours of post-license education. These must be completed in the next 90 days. This is similar content to the 40-hour course that had to be taken before, but currently is on short sales, safeguarding paperwork, and commercial real estate. In order to be an agent, in most cases, you have to become a member of the National Association of Realtors, which will also require training on the Realtor Code of Ethics. Most brokerages require being a member to use the local MLS, which forces agents to pay the association $1,000 or so every year. Once you get your license, you're ready to start selling houses, but don't forget to do the post-license education. Now you are an agent, but you really only learn legal stuff during the course you took, so you have no idea how to get clients, how to show homes, how to list homes, how to make offers, how to schedule home inspections, how to handle paperwork, and how to do the many things that real estate agents do. This is why training in the brokerage you join matters a lot when you first become an agent. I'm now going to dive into the brokerage side of things, choosing who to work under as an agent, and then I'll get into the costs and breakdown if it financially makes sense for you. What was most appealing to me about eXp Realty was working from home, being pretty independent, but still having good training, low fees as I had very little money when I got started out of high school, and a company that could help me when I needed advice. Different brokerages offer different real estate splits, different monthly fees. They may provide leads or business for you for a higher split, and they may have various trainings and other benefits. If you are somewhere with an in-person office, usually from what I've seen, the monthly fees are higher because they have more expenses than a brokerage where everyone works from home. eXp was a good fit for me because it's one of the most innovative online companies where you can work from home with low fees, and there are multiple different ways to make money, including stock bonuses, revenue share, and we have unique benefits like discounted healthcare. When I first joined back a few years ago, I believe there were around 40,000 agents, but now there are over 85,000 agents in 24 different countries, and it's been one of the fastest growing companies in the world. It's also structured in a way that the people who bring you on to eXp are incentivized to help you succeed, and so they're motivated to help you instead of viewing you as competition that will take business away from them. Now, I like my company, but you can see success in almost any company you join, so do your research and see which one fits you best. You can always switch companies in the future if you made a poor choice. Just read the fine print of contracts before you sign. To give you an idea of typical company splits, my company offers an 80-20 split, which means I get 80% of every commission up to a cap of $16,000 given to the company, and then it's 100% commission minus some small fees for the remainder of the year. So to break that down, if I sold a house worth $300,000 at a 3% commission rate, that would be $9,000, and 80% of that is $7,200 minus $65 in fees for a total amount to me of $7,135. That's nothing to complain about. But if the clients are referred by a company or another agent, they could take 25 to even 40% of the commission amount before the company split. And then what most people don't realize is that as an agent, you have to save to pay taxes quarterly. So count on around 25% of that going towards taxes, and you could easily be only making about $4,000 after referral fees, company fees, and taxes. If you don't have any referral fees and you've reached your cap, then you'll make about $6,600 after taxes. The past 3 out of 4 years, I've reached the 100% commission cap, so it is certainly doable. 20% sounds like a lot to pay any brokerage, but most company splits or fees are even higher. Looking at the biggest brokerages in Vermont, they usually take 30 to 40% of the commission. Some don't have splits, but just have larger fees and provide less training. The average agent sells somewhere from 2 to 10 homes a year, and within 5 years, about 85 to 90% of agents drop out of the business, mostly because they aren't making enough money. So you don't want to join a company that's taking all your money, and you need one that will teach you how to sell more homes than the average agent. There are lots of different ways to attract clients or prospect for business, and that's something my company has a lot of training on. For example, I don't owe any referral fee if clients reach out from my YouTube channel, versus if I get leads from Realtor.com, I'm probably gonna have to pay 40% of my commission to that company. Some people get all their business through cold calling and door knocking. Others get it through social media, networking, online advertising, paying for leads, and many more avenues. Prospecting for business is going to be the most important skill you will learn to keep your business growing and thriving. If you don't have clients, you are going to fail like most agents. If you get good at the business, you will be able to survive and outlast the competition even in down markets. After starting out door knocking and trying almost all the different lead source options, I've narrowed down what works best for me to have the most sales in a year. A lot of people sell houses by cold calling, but for me, I don't like to chase clients. I want them to find me and choose to work with me. I've had great success with several types of lead sources like YouTube, Google Ads, and referrals. Besides the brokerage you join, you'll also want to decide if you want to be on a team or work by yourself. When I was a new agent, I was offered to join a team with a 50% commission split, meaning I would pay 50% of my commission for some leads, but I decided against it in the end. Starting out, that actually isn't a bad idea for many people because 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. If you don't join a team or get free leads, then you need to learn to generate business quickly. If you lean into your company's training and aren't afraid to take action, you'll succeed. As an agent, you are going to have to get good at building relationships with people and not care what people think about you on social media. If you are a new agent, even your family and friends might not trust you with their home sale yet, so you have to maintain your relationships and show your competence by the results you bring and the knowledge that you have. I'm an introvert by nature and was the least likely person to be an agent and on YouTube making videos. But when you want to succeed, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And if you aren't willing to do that, then you might be better working a regular job. Being a realtor, you need to constantly be learning, studying the market, and improving every day. Now moving on, let's tally up the total cost of being an agent in Vermont. First, we have the 40-hour pre-licensing course, which costs around $250 on average. Then the national exam costs $110. I believe the state exam costs around $100, and application for license is $100 as well. Post-license 8-hour education is around $75. Then the National Association of Realtor fees are around $1,100, depending on when you join. It's prorated by month and also depending on which county you join in. So it costs about $1,735, and if you have to retake the exams like I did, then it will cost you around $2,000 to become a realtor. Then, what does it cost to continue being an agent? Every company has monthly fees typically. Mine are on the lower side at $85 per month, $90 quarterly to use the multiple listing service or the MLS where we list homes, $16 a month electronic lockbox fees, and some other small fees. It'll cost $220 every 2 years to renew your license, $125 for 16 hours of continuing education every 2-year renewal, Association of Realtor renewal fees of about $1,000 per year. So you can see there are a lot of recurring costs to be an agent, which is one of my least favorite parts about being one. Of course, thankfully as independent contractors, we can deduct most of these expenses from our taxable income, as well as business mileage, which has been a very large expense for me, with gas and maintenance driving all over the state. Now, most agents don't sell any homes for the first couple months, and I didn't sell any for the first 9 months. If you are coming into this business with a sales background or a large amount of people that you have a good relationship with, then you may be able to have deals pretty fast. Some people take off much faster than I did, but my second, third, and now fourth years have drastically improved to where I'm consistently one of the top agents in my Vermont brokerage. Most people my age are still in college or just graduated, so I certainly do not regret getting into real estate with no college debt. Not to make it sound easy, it takes a lot of time and work building relationships and helping people through the process. I've had a lot of clients change their minds and homes fall out of contract, and as agents, we don't get paid for working with those clients. $5,000 to $15,000 for one home seems like a ton of money to people. When you break it down into a 45-day timeline or even longer, and all the time and work that a good agent puts in, it's not as crazy as people think. The average home sale in Rutland is about $300,000 with a commission of 2.5 or 3%. That is $7,500 to $9,000 before splits and fees. Let's imagine your average commission is 2.75%. So for every $300,000 house you sell, the commission will be $8,250, and you'll net about $6,535 before taxes with my company, for example. Like I said, the average realtor sells 2 to 10 houses. So if you sell 2 houses, you'll only make about $13,000, which is a good way to drop out of the business. And at 10, you'll make about $65,000 before taxes. With the 10th house, you will reach eXp Realty's $16,000 cap, and you'll make 100% of commission minus transaction fees for the remainder of the deals that year. If you work long hours and really commit, maybe you can sell 15 to 20 houses, which is about $105,000, and 20 is about $145,000. As you can see, it can really pay off to go above and beyond in real estate. If you were to sell the same amount of homes in Burlington where the average home sale is about $600,000, you'd make about double the income, assuming your commission rates stay the same, which are always negotiable. As you can see, it's not that hard to get into real estate and the payoff can be very large, but there are some expensive fees to being a realtor each year. If you are new and making no money, it might be tough, but if you have some good savings or start part-time with the idea of going full-time in a couple of years, then you can get your foot in the door and be making over 6 figures in real estate in a few years. If you are like most agents and you try one strategy and jump to another and never stick with anything, or you only put in a little time to the business, you will never see success. But if you focus on the new ways to generate business and you maintain relationships and build your knowledge and skills, you can help a lot of people and make awesome money in this business. Being a real estate agent has its ups and downs, but I love being my own boss, having a more flexible schedule than most jobs, and the unlimited income and growth potential we have. If you're interested, I'd love to discuss what I wish I had known starting out in more detail and tell you about the weekly coaching and courses I get access to. No team commission splits, but we get tons of free information from the most successful people in my company who sell hundreds of homes a year. I'd be happy to have a no commitment phone call or jump on a Zoom and show you the benefits of working with me and my company. My contact information is down below. Share this with anyone you know who has interest in becoming an agent. See ya!